and welcome to Notice Tonight, the show that decodes the region. I am Wasbir Hussain. The politics of citizenship in Assam is only getting hotter as the process of updating the National Register of Citizens is moving forward step by step. Groups and individuals are now raising serious concerns or questions on the correctness of the draft NRC, saying genuine Indian citizens have been left out in large numbers while illegal migrants have found their way into the list. Now, the cry has become shriller because the process of filing claims and objections are about to begin, and this is definitely going to be a key phase of the NRC updation exercise. The Assam Public Works, or APW, one of the key movers and shakers of the NRC process by way of its role in moving the Supreme Court, has demanded a third-party monitoring of the entire process of disposal of claims and objections. The APW has said a third-party monitoring is necessary because names of family members of people declared as foreigners by the Foreigners Tribunals have been included in the draft NRC. These people will have to go out of the list, and therefore proper monitoring is needed. That is the view of the APW. Again, individuals like BJP MLA Siladitya Deb and organizations like the All Assam Minority Students Union have said that the state NRC authorities have in a hushed manner moved the Supreme Court, asking for 5 key documents to be disallowed as evidence to prove one's citizenship. These 5 documents are the 1951 NRC, voters list up to 1971, citizenship certificates, refugee certificates, and ration cards issued prior to March 25, 1971. Now, if the Supreme Court accepts this apparent plea, then those among the 40 lakh people who have been left out of the draft NRC will not be able to claim citizenship on the basis of these 5 documents which they might possess. Okay, I am now joined by Assam BJP MLA Siladitya Deb, who has been expressing fear and apprehension on the issue and has come out strongly on the subject. Mr. Siladitya Deb, welcome to Notice Tonight. You have been saying, you are basically saying that 5 key documents, as I have mentioned, the NRC of 1951 and voters list up to 1971, may not be accepted anymore by the authorities as proof of one's citizenship. This is because you are saying the NRC authorities have moved the Supreme Court in a hushed manner, asking that these documents be not allowed. This is a serious allegation by you, Mr. Siladitya Deb.
Absolutely, it is a very, very serious situation, because the citizenship certificate, the migration certificate, the refugee card and all, these were the only documents which were available with the Hindu migrants from East Pakistan. Why I am saying East Pakistan is, most of the Hindu migrants had come from East Pakistan and not Bangladesh. Bangladesh was born in 1971. So therefore, people who came before 71, they had come from East Pakistan. And the government of India had given these documents to legitimize them as Indian citizen, or as a migrant, or as a refugee who had taken refuge in some camp. Therefore, when the 14 points were taken as SOP in the Supreme Court by the past government and the court, they had included these documents. And on the basis of these documents, they had applied for NRC. But what has happened, even in the first draft of NRC, the second draft as well, these 3 documents were not accepted. They accepted the 1951 legacy, but they did not accept citizenship certificate, they did not accept refugee card, or they did not accept even the migration certificate. Therefore, I think this is contempt of court. This is a sheer case of contempt of court by the coordinator, Mr. Hajela. I think he should be pulled up by the Supreme Court, because why he did not accept this migration certificate and citizenship certificate and this refugee card. And today he is moving the Supreme Court saying that this should be scrapped.
Okay.
What is this?
Okay.
What is his agenda?
Now, Mr. Siladitya Deb, some organizations and individuals are suggesting that there should be a third-party monitoring of the claims and objection process. Are you supporting this demand? Because you have said that these 5 critical documents have not been accepted even in the draft NRC, which has already come out. Now, what is your view on the third-party monitoring?
The saddest part is that people of Assam, they desperately wanted a monitoring committee, a third-party monitoring committee, where they could have gone and they could have registered their grievances. Today, everything is dependent on one man. It's a one-man show. You do it, you don't do it, but you're dependent on Mr. Hajela. Whatever his wishes, we have to abide by that. Is he going to decide the fate of the Indians? Is he going to decide who is going to be the foreigner and who is going to be the citizen of India? He is simply a coordinator. He will coordinate amongst the departments to ensure that the NRC is updated free and fairly. But he has become the Lord now. He will decide who will be a citizen and not a citizen.
But Mr. Siladitya Deb, don't you agree that Mr. Hajela is an official of the Assam government? And don't you think the Assam government has a role in setting things right in case your charges are true? Isn't Mr. Hajela working under Assam government? Can the Assam government have no role in this?
I don't know if Assam government can really interfere into these activities, because what I am made to understand is that the Supreme Court directive is strict, and probably they have told the state government not to interfere directly into the activities of these officials. And as we very well know, that these officials were appointed during the Tarun Gogoi government in 2015.
How does it matter?
Even if something is being done and the government is not, but anyway, the government can always go to the Supreme Court with an affidavit. They can always put forward the cases saying that this gentleman is not doing well. This gentleman is he's having a biased view.
Okay, now, you know, the Assam government can do a lot. It has a big role to play. As you yourself said, the Assam government can actually move an affidavit in the Supreme Court. Now, the question is, Assam government has a role to play to ensure that no Indian citizen is left out of the NRC. Is that what you are saying?
Definitely, it is a government in democracy, made by the people, for the people, by the people. We have to do something, because genuine Indian citizens are being deprived. We have always been talking that if your documents are within the purview of 1971, you are going to find a place in the NRC. But if a document like Indian citizenship is cancelled, an Indian citizenship certificate which is issued by the central government, by the government of India, if that is not taken into consideration, what are we going to consider? How will you ensure that these people are Indian citizens? This is pity. I mean, this is shameful.
Yeah, but Mr. Siladitya Deb, you seem to be a minority in your party, you know, the BJP, because majority of your party colleagues have not spoken out on the same lines as you. Only today, of course, the party president has said something very significant. We'll listen to it soon. But aren't you a minority in the BJP, at least in the public domain? You are the only person who is speaking out from a long time on this line.
See, if you look at the strength of the people, I am a majority. But if you look at political strength, maybe I am a minority, because most of the Bengali Hindus, they want to be a part of the majority community in the mainstream. We don't exert, and therefore we are deprived. This is I can tell you straight away that we are deprived. Today, lakhs of Bangladeshi Muslims, they have found their place in NRC. I don't have any objection today. Why? Because the ASU has accepted the fact. The AGP has accepted the fact. The Kisan Mukti Morcha has accepted the fact. They have accepted all the Bangladeshi Muslims as Indian citizens today. So why should I alone scream. I will not. I told yesterday in a press meet that I am not going to speak anything against the Bangladeshi Muslims who have found a place in the NRC, because the Jathedavadi organizations, they are not concerned. But I am worried about those Indian citizens who have rightfully staying here in Assam, who have their documents, but they are being deprived. And I believe there is an agenda behind it. And this agenda is going to be very clear.
Okay. Now, what is your appeal? What is your appeal at this juncture to the Chief Minister of Assam? Should the Assam government file an affidavit with the Supreme Court? You have already, of course, said that. But what is your appeal to your party leader and Chief Minister of Assam?
Wasbir, I am here in your show not as a MLA, not as a member of the political party. I am here as a citizen of Assam, a citizen of India, and I am worried for my people. I am worried for those genuine Indian citizens who are not finding a place in the NRC, who are being forcefully made foreigners, who are probably going to be thrown in the detention camps, and they are spending sleepless nights. For what good reason? Who are the people? These are the people who voted for us, who made us the Chief Minister. These are the people who made us the MLA. These are the people who made us the Minister. These are the people who made this government, and we are not worried about these people. They are spending sleepless nights, and we are not bothered. Can't we go to the Supreme Court and put an affidavit? Can't we request the honorable judges? Do something for this genuine Indian citizen.
I will let you go. But before that, my final question to you, Mr. Silajitha Deb, why don't you go to the Supreme Court yourself, highlighting these points of view?
Going to Supreme Court. I am encouraging them, you go. And I am requesting the government also to please go and put your voice there in the Supreme Court, so these genuine Indian citizens are not going to be harassed. Even though we have seen lakhs and lakhs of Bangladeshi Muslims getting into the NRC, anyway it has already happened. But now don't destroy the original Indian citizens.
Right, absolutely. That was Mr. Silajitha Deb, BJP MLA. Silajitha Deb, I would like to thank you at this stage. But, before we begin the discussion, the Assam BJP President, Mr. Ranjit Das, has also made a very significant comment on the issue earlier today. Let's listen in to what BJP President Ranjit Das had to say.
আমি তেখেতক প্ৰশ্ন কৰিব বিচাৰিছো যে আপোনাক কোনে অথৰিটি দিলে অসম চুক্তিক বাদ দি পেলাই এই দলিলসমূহক বাদ দি পেলাই আপোনাক কোনে অথৰিটি দিলে কাৰ লগত আপুনি আলোচনা কৰিলে 1971 চনৰ নাগৰিকত্ব নথি 1971 চনৰ শৰণাৰ্থীৰ প্ৰমাণপত্ৰ আৰু ৰেচন কাৰ্ড 1971 চনৰ ৰেচন কাৰ্ড বাতিল কৰিবলৈ উচ্চতম ন্যায়ালয়ত আমাৰ পুতি খাজলীয়া ডাঙৰীয়াই নিজাববীয়াকৈ তেখেতে এক শপতনামা দাখিল কৰে অকল টকা দিব পাৰোঁ আৰু আমি অফিচাৰ দিব পাৰোঁ আজি সেই অফিচাৰজনে ক'ত কাম কৰিব নকৰিব সেইটো মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী ডাঙৰীয়াই বা অসম চৰকাৰ বা কেন্দ্ৰীয় চৰকাৰে ঠিৰাং কৰি নিদিয়ে সেই অফিচাৰসকলক আমি দিছোঁ তেওঁলোকক ক'ত কামত লগায় সেইটো দায়িত্ব হৈছে পুতি খাজলীয়া ডাঙৰীয়া
Okay, that was a very significant statement made by the Assam BJP president. This is significant in the sense that for the first time, the Assam BJP top leader has questioned the role of the state NRC coordinator, Mr. Pratik Hazela, basically questioning on what basis he has recommended to the Supreme Court to disallow these 5 critical documents. And Mr. Ranjit Das has basically said that this is in violation of the spirit of the Assam Accord itself. Now, to discuss what's going on and the possible implications of these fears and apprehensions, I have with me well-known writer and commentator, Professor Udayan Mishra, Assam Public Works President Abhijit Sharma, Congress Vice President and former MP Dwijen Sharma, AIUDF MLA Aminul Islam, and Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, Professor at the Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, someone who has been following the NRC exercise very closely. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Now, I will begin with Abhijit Sharma. Abhijit Sharma, what do you think? You have seen 2 BJP leaders, the MLA, Silajitha Deb, directly leveling questions against the state NRC coordinator, and we have seen none other than the Assam BJP president also raising questions on what basis. Basically, the limited point they are asking is on what basis has he asked the Supreme Court or pleaded before the Supreme Court not to accept these 5 critical documents, including the 1951 NRC and voters list up to 71.
Thank you. On 8 September, we had a press conference, and in a press conference, we told that the Chief Minister of Assam, we hope that Chief Minister of Assam might have asked Mr. Hazela to remove the refugee registration certificates among the 15 list, and we thanked him, and people of Assam also was happy that we got a Chief Minister who loved the people of Assam. But anyway, today we got the clarification that from BJP government and some MLAs and the minister and the BJP president that government of Assam is not involved in such things. Now the question is, who gave him the right, Mr. Hazela, the right to dismiss 5 documents from the 15, out of 15?
No, but let me make it clear that he has not dismissed. He has only requested the Supreme Court.
No, just let me finish it. When the subcommittee was formed at the time of Congress government, ration card was used. Why ration card for citizenship? That time only the question raised. Why ration card for a citizenship? Ration card is used to buy chini and dal and sugar or rice. Why ration card for citizenship? It was a mistake done at that time. And now for the 40,07,700 people left out, the NRC department is saying that 5 documents will be, out of 15, 5 will be left out and 10 have to be done. So now the big question is, why only for 40,07,707? Why not for all? Now for me, you are saying that I have to prove my citizenship only by 10 documents, and for him you are saying you can prove your citizenship for 15 documents. This is the thing. This is the question.
We will take this debate forward, but this is the moot question. There are a lot of things you will have to answer and explain, Mr. Abhijit Sharma. We'll come back to you. But before I come to the political panel on this discussion, Dr. Udayan Mishra, what do you make of this whole thing? As Abhijit Sharma has said, that for the 2,89 lakh people who found their names in the voters list, they proved with the help of 15 documents. And for the 40 lakh who have been left out, they have to prove, if the Supreme Court accepts the suggestion of the state coordinator, then they have to prove their citizenship on the basis of 10 documents.
Well, Wasbir, can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
I can't. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now, my point is very clear. You have used the word if. You said if the Supreme Court accepts. Now, see, right from the beginning, when the NRC process started, there was a lot of, discussion internationally as well as nationally about the prophets of doom. That, this NRC would result in a lot of ethnic riots. It'll end in a lot of, Nelly-like situations. But somehow or other, the prophets of doom have not, been proved correct. And the people of Assam accepted the NRC. It is primarily because of the faith in the Supreme Court as the apex body and the monitoring by the Supreme Court of the entire process. I'm very surprised now that suddenly, that faith in the Supreme Court is being eroded virtually because, even Pratik Hazela as an individual is an official of the court, as Ranjan Gogoi, Justice Ranjan Gogoi himself, when he reprimanded him, he said, you are an official of the court. And when it came to that report that Pratik Hazela gave recently in the sealed envelope, the Supreme Court refused to divulge it, share it with the central government. And Attorney General Venugopal was very clearly told that, look, we don't want to share it. Now, what was said by the Supreme Court? It said that we would like to discuss this with all the stakeholders. with all the stakeholders that are there. We would like to get their opinions.
Yeah.
So we are having this debate primarily on presumption. And when you have a debate on presumption, and when you lay allegations against, even indirectly against the apex body, then I think you're really cutting the ground under your feet. And something which has been moving as a process for the people of Assam for all these years is now about to be subverted, because you are muddying the ground, you are muddying the play field by bringing in questions which actually will be resolved in the 19th of September. This is what I said.
I'll come to you. We'll wait for the 19th of September. Very quickly, Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, Dr. Udayan Mishra said it, why debate on presumptions? But the fact remains that whether the Supreme Court accepts it or not is a different issue. If we assume that Pratik Hazela had indeed sent this recommendation to the Supreme Court, my question is simple. 2 crore 89 lakh people had proved their citizenship on the basis of 15 documents, and for the remaining 40 lakh people, you are supposed to use, if the Supreme Court accepts, only 10 documents. Is this unjustified or not?
Oh, obviously, very, very unjustified, because prima facie it is anomalous, and protection of everyone equally before the law is the principle in our constitution which gets violated. For one set of people, one kind of documentation. For another set of people, in the same process, you leave out a few selective documents. And what you leave out, one of them is citizenship certificate, which is issued on the basis of Citizenship Act 1955. So if you have left out such critical and crucial documents, how are you going to address the question of enforced statelessness? That has come along with living out of these genuine Indian citizens amounting to 40 lakhs in the NRC case. Therefore, the documents of list A and list B must remain same without any alteration.
Absolutely.
That is a must as far as legality is concerned.
Absolutely.
Now,
they cannot be changed at a later stage.
Some people are suggesting dropping out a few documents. This is arbitrary. Let me say, this is arbitrary, unlawful. It is unethical, and it violates the basic human rights that is granted in our constitution.
Okay. Now, Duzen Sharma, you have heard 2 BJP leaders. You have heard.
Can I put in a small clarification? Just a small clarification.
Yes. Very quickly, yes. Go ahead.
Very small clarification. It's not that I am saying that 2 sets of documents should be used for 2 sets of people. I fully agree with Abhijit there that it should be the same, or also with Prasenjit. My point is, when you go take this whole issue and make it a public debate where political leaders are having a slanging match, I think it is much better for the stakeholders to give their opinions to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has asked for the opinions of the stakeholders, and they represent a wide spectrum of society of Assam. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Now, Duzen Sharma, you've heard 2 BJP leaders, the MLA as well as the party president. They have questioned Pratik Hazela. My point is, Pratik Hazela is an officer of the Assam government. Don't you think the Assam government can easily move, as Siladitya has said, the Supreme Court, they can at least present their own viewpoint, because the Supreme Court has itself asked for suggestions on SOPs, standard operating procedures. If the Assam government has no other mechanism, they can at least give their own recommendations for the SOP in the form of an affidavit, like any other people. Yes. So Assam government cannot escape responsibility.
No, my point is, first of all, if you look to Pratik Hazela's action, on 5th of September, there was a hearing in Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And before that, Pratik Hazela submitted a confidential report by which he has rejected 5 documents for NRC proof. Now question arises, what prompted Pratik Hazela?
But how do you know that he has rejected?
No, it's in the order. No?
It has come.
It has come. Okay.
It has
come.
It's in the order. Yeah.
It's in the order.
It has come. Now
that has come in the Supreme Court discussion.
Let
it has come in Supreme Court discussion.
I stand corrected.
Let me say, he has suggested. I do not know whether it is rejected. He has suggested.
Suggested is right. Yes.
They should not. This honorable court should not accept these 5 documents. Now, question is, what prompted Pratik Hazela, being an officer of Assam government, what prompted him to give such suggestion to the Supreme Court? And I question the Assam government's authority. He is the officer of the Assam government. He is Assam government officer. How he can give such recommendation, such suggestion to the Honorable Court? Number one. Number two, it proves that Assam government does not have any control over their officers. It proves that the officers does not consult with the government. Now question arises, I believe, from my party view I have to say, I believe that Pratik Hazela has created a very big confusion in NRC process.
Okay, we'll take this discussion forward. You are questioning the Assam government and you're also saying that Pratik Hazela has created confusion. Aminul Islam, very quickly, I have to go for a break. Very quickly, what do you think on this whole thing?
First of all, Mr. Pratik Hazela, who submitted the report to the Honorable Supreme Court, that the reliability of 5 documents among all the 15 legacy documents, those are not reliable. But my question is that number one document he has said not reliable is NRC 1951. If 1951 NRC was not valid, then how we are going to update the NRC 1951? The entire process is updation of NRC 1951.
Very valid point.
And on the other hand, he also rejected all the voter list
up to 1971.
Those are the most reliable, most strong documents, most strong and valid documents are not reliable. What is reliable then?
I'll come back. Very strong argument.
There is a conspiracy. A conspiracy is made by Pratik Hazela that entire process of NRC should be questioned.
Very strong argument. Very strong argument. Very strong argument there. If the 1951 NRC is not accepted, is not valid, then how can you update the NRC, which was only NRC that was earlier made was the NRC of 1951. On that note, we'll go for a short break. Stay on. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Dr. Udayan Mishra, I mean, like, everybody now seems to be targeting one man, and that is the state coordinator Pratik Hazela. Now, the point is the entire mega exercise of NRC comprising 3 crore 30 lakh people or more, I mean, is this whole exercise dependent on just one single individual, Pratik Hazela? All the political parties, every organization, including the ruling party, is now targeting just one man. So is there a systemic flaw in the whole system right from day one, right from beginning? What do you think now, in retrospect, looking back?
Wasbir, whenever the state starts counting its citizens in such a massive manner, there are bound to be a lot of loopholes here and there. You can't rule it out. There will be a lot of loopholes. But it's a huge state enterprise which is going on, counting of its citizens. I don't think there's a parallel anywhere else in the country or even outside.
That's right.
Now, saying that, I would like to come to this point. Again, I would like to reiterate my point that the entire NRC process has been the updating of the 1951 NRC has not been because of the political parties of Assam, right or left or whatever you say. There's a lot of, confusion is being created even by the present BJP leadership. I'm not talking of Amit Shah's statement, but even yesterday, I think, the Home Minister said that we will detect, disenfranchise and deport. Do you have a deportation treaty with anyone around? So this is, no homework has been done about what would be done with the people who would ultimately be out of the NRC. No one is doing any homework about them.
No, absolutely.
But the Supreme Court has said, Court has said that there is a huge humanitarian issue involved. We cannot leave aside the humanitarian issue. That is why,
absolutely, we'll come to that.
That every Indian... every Indian citizen must be included. But at the same time, I think my plea was on a different level. I didn't want to make it a political issue here, but primarily an issue where the Supreme Court has said that it will give a chance to all the stakeholders to give their views on what Pratik Hazela has given.
Absolutely.
And it didn't even give the Pratik Hazela report to the center. So how can you say that the state government was not informed? I think this is an anomaly in looking at things.
Now, before coming to my three panelists in the studio, Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, I mean, has there been a systemic flaw in the entire NRC exercise right from day one? Today, you gave 15 documents. Suddenly, you decided to disallow 5 documents. Now everybody is blaming one single individual. Now, how can do you think there was a flaw right from the beginning in the whole process? And as Aminul Islam has said, let me add,
the flaw has been rather systematically.
Let me add, as Aminul Islam, the AUDF MLA, has said that you are updating the NRC of 1951, and if you are not accepting the 1951 NRC, what the hell is going on?
Very, very nicely put, actually. But in 1951 NRC, as it is a matter of record, and we know that in 1951 NRC didn't exist for many districts, many villages.
Oh yes.
Many district headquarters even as well. So this is, to my opinion, is a partially existing document. But you are supposed to update that partially existing document in which many names figure. Now, there are cases where people with NRC names in 1951, they and their families are excluded.
Yeah.
And this is a systemic flaw, I must say. And the flaw has been created in a systematic manner because there were forces operating from behind, from the side, who were continually interfering with the process. Yes. And as a result, the neutrality, fairness, and openness of the process was totally compromised. It became a kind of an intransparent process in which an applicant didn't know why his or her application has been held back and what are the real reasons for not including someone's name in the NRC despite being a genuine Indian citizen. So the flaw has been deliberately created. At this point, I can very clearly see that. Because the way it is suggested that 5 documents be struck off, that is the outcome of this kind of a, totally anarchic mindset. Which has been working in the whole NRC process.
Hold your
thoughts. Of course, I am not saying NRC process has to be given up because of that. I rather argue sanctity of the NRC process requires that such interferences should not at all be accepted, even from the NRC coordinator.
I will
the outcome has to be taken as an objective outcome.
Hold on to your thoughts. Yeah, absolutely. Very well said there, Prasenjit Biswas. Abhijit Sharma, you have been involved in the NRC exercise from a very long time, and particularly in the legal process. You have been involved through the legal system. You are a stakeholder. Now, my question to you, Mr. Abhijit Sharma, is this. Now, in view of this whole thing, do you think there will be a lot of people who will be moving the courts, challenging this? Now, and then the entire NRC exercise will be mired in a legal process, and it may take an indefinite amount of time. Do you fear that now?
Yeah. Now, first of all, you told that all of them are blaming Mr. Hazela. Actually, no one is blaming him. No one is pointing out on him, but he allowed us to point it on him, because he gave a chance to everyone. It is his creation, and I don't think that the state government, without asking state government, he can do such things. Yes. And if he have done also, then it is his chapter.
So, are you saying, for clarity, are you saying that what Mr. Hazela did had the backing and support of the Assam government? Are you clearly saying that?
Without asking you, can your staff do anything in this channel?
Cannot.
Cannot? Can your cameraman do anything without asking you? Can a reporter go out for reporting without any permission of the editor-in-chief? Without you? It's a private, no doubt it's a private, but it's a government thing.
Yes.
Someone have to give an instruction.
So that's a very serious,
No, I have nothing to say. We don't have any proof, but the question is I'm putting on you, Mr. Wasbir Hussain. Can your cameraman go out for reporting without asking you?
You are making the point, you are basically saying that Assam government must have had a hand in...
We don't have any idea, but it's a question mark is there. There is a question mark. Now the thing... Now the thing is that
I think Abhijit is very right. Abhijit is very right in saying that it was not just an individual action. Yes. There was something behind it. That is true.
Now, yes, sir. Now, the question is, we are waiting for a Bangladeshi free Assam from last 33 years, after the Assam Accord, 1985. And the NRC process started on 555, after the tripartite meeting. So after 33 years, no system was there, nothing was there. All the political parties, they were busy on their vote banks. In 2009, a private party, Mr. Pradeep Bhuiya, Banti Bhuiya, APW and one Nabadeka Borua, we four, we got a mechanism, we got a number, 41 lakhs excess voter, a private party, a private approach, private person. We went to Supreme Court, asking the Supreme Court to solve this problem in a scientific way.
Yes,
and the
that
result,
was the,
let me finish.
That was the trigger.
Yeah, and the result we got on 30th of July 2018. Now the question is, 10% re-verification arise, lots of anomalies are there. Mr. Khairul Hussain, the voter is working in the NRC, 39 families. Khairul Islam. And lots of anomalies have come. Today also we got some anomalous person's name in it. Now the question is, do you want NRC with the Bangladeshi, or you want NRC free Bangladeshi NRC? Do we want the NRC where the Indians are out of the NRC, or we want all the Indians to be included in the NRC? And for that, we are waiting for last 33 years. Why don't we wait for another 1 or 2 years? We can wait.
Now,
so this is the thing. Let me clear one minute. You asked that lots of people, more stakeholders will come. It will be long. Let it be long.
Okay, let it be locked. Let some more time be taken. Doesn't matter. If anybody wants to move the court, let them move. Let the court give a verdict, and let's move ahead after that. Now, I think fair enough. Now, but Mr. Dujan Sharma, you know, Abhijit Sharma is now saying that without the consent of the Assam government, without a direction, without the clearance of the Assam government, an officer like Mr. Pratik Hazala perhaps could not have come up with such kind of suggestions. Now, my question is, why do you think will the Assam government do such a thing, or Assam government, if at all? Why do you think? What will be the interest?
One thing I am saying that we have some doubt, and if it is wrong, then Hazala is not in state government's control.
Okay. Now, why will Hazala or why will Assam government even think of what is the logic? What could be the logic?
The logic is very clear. Abhijit Sharma may not say in a clear manner. He has also expressed his doubt. He doubted. I am very clear. One government officer cannot do anything else without the approval of the government.
Why will the Assam government, suppose I have to accept your argument, why will the Assam government clear such a thing or ask such a thing to be done?
Let me say.
Why should it do so?
Let me say. Now the question, the fate of the NRC, the fate of Assamese people, the fate of Indian people cannot be decided by one individual, that is Pratik Hazala. He cannot decide our fate. It is a democratic country. Everybody has.
But why are you saying that? Because isn't the Supreme Court involved in
yes, it is the Supreme Court. But
why are you asking?
Under what
under
circumstances he has given a report that these 5 documents should not be accepted? Under what circumstances? He has to explain to the people that under such and such circumstances, I have said this, that this should not be accepted. This our MLA, he has said that we are going to update the 1951 NRC. And when you are going to update one NRC, previous NRC, you are not accepting that NRC.
So, Prasenjit, you are saying something.
No, let me finish. How it can happen?
Yes.
My point is clear. My party's stand is very clear. We want one.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
No, we want one NRC
wants that same thing. Yes. We know that.
Any foreigners. And we don't want any foreigners' name, maybe Hindu, maybe Muslim.
Okay. Now
I have strong objection to Shiladitya Dev's statement that Muslim Bangladeshis have included their names in NRC. These BJP people, particularly this BJP MLA, always see that anybody who is a Muslim, he is a Bangladeshi. That cannot be. We do not accept that.
Okay,
any Bangladeshi, maybe Hindu or Muslim,
fair enough. You have made your point. You have made your point. But Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, I'll come to you, Aminul Islam. Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, this whole insinuation, whole insinuation that the Assam government may be behind, in some way for Hazala to come up with such kind of an idea, asking for 5 documents. But why on earth will the Assam government even think of such a thing? What is an explanation to that? I want an explanation from you, a plausible explanation.
In fact, In fact, I was talking to Times of India this morning. The editor from Kolkata told me that there is a discussion in the BJP National Executive in the sidelines that this matter should be kept hanging until Parliament election 2019.
Yes.
So this could be a ploy by which it could be kept hung until 2019 parliamentary elections. This is what is a kind of a logical understanding of the situation. I don't have any clue. The second important thing, as Abhijit Sharma in his press conference has said, he is thanking Sarbananda Sonowal Sahab for asking Hajela to exclude these 5 documents. Now he again is saying he also does not have a clear clue. So the whole matter is becoming very fishy. And on the other side, Supreme Court is saying that these 5 documents can be goofed up. Justice Rohinton Faliman made this remark on the floor of the court. I have been reported this. Now, if citizenship certificate, refugee migration certificate, and if such important documents can be goofed up, what is the credibility of the very Republic of India? Because documents issued by Republic of India cannot be questioned, cannot be undermined in this manner. And going by the Evidence Act, any document issued by the government which is held in a private party is a public document. So people have been holding such documents and they are able to display, demonstrate, produce these documents, yet people are not included. In case of people presenting many such absolutely authentic proof, the NRC authorities didn't take those papers from them. So you can see the kind of anomalous functioning just to exclude people.
Mr. Biswas, I like to clarify one point, that Congress party will not keep silent on this issue, and Congress party will go to court for this inclusion of these documents. It will not be accepted by the
Congress has made it very clear. I'm coming to you, Dr. Udhayan Mishra. Let us hear the view of the other politician in our panel. What is the stand of the AUDF? Is the AIUDF also planning to move the court? Because these are very, very critical documents.
Very important documents.
Very important documents. Aminul Islam, what is your party stand?
No, obviously we are going to court, and I myself belongs to Jamiat Ulama Hind, and Jamiat Ulama is one of the stakeholders declared by the Supreme Court. And on behalf of Jamiat Ulama Hind, we are going to submit affidavit and other documents we are collecting already. And the conspiracy was made after the publication of the final or second draft list only. Yes. When the second draft list came out, and it has come to light that only 14 lakhs and 7,000 people have been 40,000 people have been deprived, and they are out of the draft list. Then the calculation was seriously discussed among so many organizations and persons that out of those 40 lakhs, there are so many indigenous peoples and other genuine Indian citizens who have their legal documents also. And after inclusion of those persons, how many people will be excluded from the final list? And many people, they were of the opinion that it may be 5 to 10 lakhs. If it is 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs people out of the NRC, then how can we face the people of Assam when we are demanding that 80 lakhs, 70 lakhs people were 70 lakhs foreigners are there in the state of Assam? Please let me finish. Yes. Then they also collected thousands of crores of money from the people of Assam with the claim that there are 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs foreigners in the state of Assam, and how will they face the people of Assam? And this was the root of cause of the conspiracy, and Mr. Pratik Hajela is working, influenced by those parties, those organizations who are now afraid of the final list, and they are now trying to stop the entire process of NRC. Now the question has raised out that if the 1951 NRC is not rejected, not valid, then entire system will be rejected. The progress already have done.
Okay, you have made your
they are working only.
We have understood.
They are working only to stop the process of NRC.
You have made
using Mr. Pratik Hajela.
Yeah, you have made your point. It's a very serious allegation leveled by Mr. Aminul Islam. Abhijit Sharma, do you agree with his view? Do you have a counter view?
See, 1951 NRC is updation is going on for 1951 NRC, and inclusion is going on. So on what basis inclusion is done?
As Prasenjit Biswas has said, it was 51 was a partial document.
Maybe partial. But Updation is going on. Two things is going
inclusion.
on. Three things. One is updation, inclusion, and exclusion.
Yes.
Now, on what basis of documents is going on? When we come to 40,07,707, there are questions through your media that indigenous people's names are there. 3-year-old child's de-voter, 3-year childs are there. Then the Indians from rest part of the country, their names are there.
Yeah.
And if everything goes at a very small number will come. Now, do you want to make this 40 lakhs a guinea pig?
You cannot do that.
Raise the number?
Yes.
Raise the number? Yeah. Now the question is, if for 70 out of, if 40 out of 40 becomes
Indian.
Becomes foreigners.
Yes.
What will happen to the indigenous people? What will happen to the tribal people? What will happen to the
large number of people?
Then what
people
now for your identity, you are scared to face the people of Assam.
Yes.
You have collected so many money in the name of Bangladeshis. Now you are scared to face the people of Assam.
Okay. We cannot level such allegations saying that you have collected so many money.
No, I'm not telling anyone. I'm not saying anyone's name. I
will not allow this.
No, I'm not telling about Hazila. I'm telling about the overall. In the name of Bangladeshi last 33 years. What's happening?
There are persons in state government.
I'm not telling about any government officer. I'm not telling about any government officer.
Let's focus. Let us focus on the debate. Let's not make sweeping comments. No sweeping comments.
No government officers. I am not telling anything about the government officers. I am telling the whole issue from last 33 years. What's going on over here?
Now, absolutely, you have a point there. Let me go to Dr. Udayan Mishra. What do you make of this whole situation, Dr. Udayan Mishra? Aminul Islam is saying they're leveling a very serious charge. Abhijit Sharma is also making a very, very serious points there. But what is your considered view as of now?
Number one, I think Abhijit has raised the point that, the entire process should be reprocessed again. I don't know how that is to be done, first of all. Secondly, he said that those who are given 10 documents, 15 documents, everyone should be brought under the purview again. Not the 10% of people who have been asked to be reviewed by the Supreme Court. So the process will continue if that is what happens. But my main concern is slightly different, from the Hindu-Muslim prism or from the Bengali Hindu, Bengali Muslim prism. I would like to see it slightly beyond that. Because right from the beginning, whatever we have been observing as citizens of this place, we have been observing two things. One is that complete insensitivity of the national media and the international media towards the plight of the indigenous people of Assam, right? And even yesterday there was an editorial in a local paper that we are alone. That feeling is there. Now, when you come with that feeling to the Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court takes the process forward, and when the Supreme Court says that it is going to discuss it with the stakeholders, as a citizen, I think I pin my hope on the Supreme Court and the apex court of the land to take the process forward. Whether it is the Supreme Court gives an independent monitoring body to look into the complaints that are there, as one of the members said, you need someone to approach instead of just one person. I think it's a very valid argument. So I think that has to be left to the court. And till now, I don't think there has been any major doubts about the process or the monitoring of the Supreme Court. And as I said, in such a big exercise, there is bound to be a lot of systematic failures, and we have all agreed to that. But despite that, I think where do we go? Do we completely throw it out? Do we completely give up our belief in the Supreme Court and take it to the streets to fight it out amongst political parties as to whether the NRC process or whether the coordinator should...
But the
even someone has said the coordinator should be arrested. So
I have to go for a break.
This is where you take the debate in a different direction.
Yeah,
that is what I'm saying.
But Dr. Udayan
Mishra,
taking
the debate in a very different direction.
I will go for a break, but before that, this question is to Prasenjit Biswas. I'll come to my panel in the studio after the break. My question is, Dr. Udayan Mishra has said that such a big exercise, there is bound to be some flaws. Understood. But it's a question of life and death for people. It's a question of, at the end of the day, whether you are a citizen or whether you are declared a foreigner. It's a question of life and death, isn't it? So there cannot be...
Just let me... let me put in one point. Let me put in one point. You
Flows
have to do
cannot
your
be
homework. You have
justified
to
in any manner.
work out the plan. You have to, process, do the rectification properly. I'm not saying that you don't have to do the rectification. But if you want to throw the baby out with the water,
you cannot throw the baby along with the bathwater. Yes, Prasenjit Biswas, my question was, there can be some flaws, but rectification has to be proper. Perhaps that is the reason why people like Abhijit Sharma and his group, organization, are demanding a third-party monitoring of the claims and objections. But it's a life and death issue, isn't it?
Sure.
Life and death issue.
Yeah, of course. Of course. See, the judges committee that was suggested by the Supreme Court, that didn't take off. Let's reinstitute this judges committee. Honorable ex-Justice Aftab Saikia, Justice Ranjan Biswas, and one more judge, I'm not remembering his name, a committee was constituted by Supreme Court. Now this committee needs to be extended. Sociologists, independent thinkers, journalists, those who keep a close watch on Assam need to be included. And there should be a monitoring committee which can address the problems faced by people in various places of Assam. There could be a district level monitoring committee in each district, so that this committee can understand the problems, collect the problems, and then devise an appropriate solution to the problem.
Absolutely. As far as I know, Prasenjit Biswas, there is already a judges committee in place in Guwahati, and they apparently has an office in the circuit house in Guwahati. But I don't know who is meeting the judges committee, whether people know about the existence of the judges committee, what is the jurisdiction of the judges committee, what is its role. Lot needs to be clarified to the people. And I think
I have never heard this committee has ever met.
Common people are just not aware, but one gets the information subject to confirmation that the judges committee has already been formed and they're supposed to be having an office in the circuit house. I don't know whether they have met, and subject to confirmation. On that note, we'll go for a short break. Stay on, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Dvijan Sharma, yes. I think from what we have gathered, the discussions, the possibilities. Now, I think, there is no need to be any conspiracy to extend this NRC process beyond the next elections in 2019. I think it will automatically be delayed, because don't you see a scenario where there will be a lot of court cases and automatically the entire process may be stalled and delayed? What is your personal assessment?
No, my personal assessment is, there is a conspiracy, I believe, and I'm saying
that there is no conspiracy is necessary. It will become automatically delayed. That is a perception among many. Many feel like that.
That is the conspiracy created by the BJP, particularly, I believe, because they want what Mr. Mishra has said just now, that BJP wants that this should not be finalized before 2019 parliament election. So they want to delay it by any means. And these are the conspiracies they have created, that this NRC process should be delayed by any means. And at the same time, they have come for Citizenship Amendment Bill. Amit Shah has recently said...
That is in the realm of speculation.
No, listen to me. It is interlinked, because they have come for Citizenship Amendment Bill. Amit Shah has said in their executive, and it proves when the Citizenship Amendment Bill will come, naturally the Assam Accord will be invalid and the NRC will have no meaning, because NRC is dependent on Assam Accord and 1971 voter list, all this.
What do you think?
So I think there's a big conspiracy against.
You think there's a conspiracy? No, what I'm saying, Abhijit Sharma, is that you have also said that there could be a conspiracy, and I think Dr. Prasenjit Biswas also. But what I'm saying is that there is no need for any conspiracy. Automatically, the whole process is going to be delayed, because there are so many court cases which are likely to be moved now because of all this confusion and anomalies, that automatically the court will take some time
and
to
they
decide.
have used Pratik Hajela.
We don't know that.
They have used Pratik Hajela for this purpose.
Okay, we don't know that. We cannot
end of the day, we have to depend on court only.
Absolutely, we have to depend on court.
So see, in our affidavit, we have said that quality check of each NSK center should be audited by a third party engaged by Honorable Supreme Court.
Yes.
And one more interesting thing I want to tell you, that we have requested Supreme Court re-verification of inclusion of name of illegal migrants to family tree and other ways in draft NRC. We have said Dhubri, Kokrajhar, Sirang, South Salmara, Gwalpara, Bongaigaon, Barpeta, and 24 districts. Now, court is saying that 10% sample re-verification. Sample re-verification. Good. First, before the SOP, the 40 lakhs is there. Before everything, you do the re-verification first. After that,
re-verification of the draft list.
Draft list.
Yeah.
Then whatever it comes.
Okay, understood. But there is also a counter argument.
Yeah.
There is also a counter argument. You know it very well. I'll ask Aminul Islam for his reaction and Prosenjit Biswas as well. There is a counter argument which says that 10% re-verification should be done for the 40 lakh people also who are left out.
Yes.
On what basis have they been left out?
First, no need of 40 lakh. First you do the overall. When overall is done.
No, overall.
What do you mean by overall?
Actually, Supreme Court has directed
30th July, what the list came.
One list Supreme Court has already directed.
A small thing I'll finish. See, after you finish the whole re-verification of the final list, left out and included, both. For that, there is only one person who is reporting Supreme Court. Now, that's why we are saying that we want a third-party monitoring committee. We will suggest some names, around 10 to 15 names we will suggest Supreme Court in an affidavit on 17th. And we hope that court will form a strong monitoring committee who will directly report Supreme Court, giving the ground level reports. Now here you have, if you see, a third party monitoring evaluation is necessary who can get direct feedback from the field and report the Honorable Supreme Court. Now interesting, it may be mentioned that the verification officers who are all government officials are not permitted to report the anomalies in the verification process. They are all government officers. No one is permitted to report the. So that's why we want a third-party monitoring committee.
Now, Aminul Islam, third-party monitoring, okay, may be a good idea. And let's wait. We see. It may be a good idea. The court may accept. The court may not accept. May not accept. But the point is, my question is limited. My question is, it's a good idea. I mean, I have nothing against third-party monitoring. But do you think that the entire process is going to be delayed beyond limits? If we have third-party monitoring, then there will be final verification, these, that, and so many layers. And as Prosenjit Biswas said, any document issued by the Union of India is sacrosanct, and we cannot all the time question that the validity, the legality, or for that matter, whether it is genuine, not genuine, question the document itself. I mean, then what value? Tomorrow we'll question the passport also. So, what is going on?
No, actually, to delay the entire system is well planned, and it is going to be designed with a larger speculation and with a larger conspiracy, because we, all the people of Assam, expected that the final list will be published and should be published within 31st December of 2018. And we expected the entire system was going on this way, that we can have the final list by the 31st December 2018.
By the way, there was a gadget notification also.
No, gadget notification was for budget.
No,
for budget, not for NRC.
It may be 1 month or 2 months earlier or later. That doesn't matter. But our question is that now all the political interest has been put on the head of Mr. Pratik Hajela, I think, or on my view, that because Mr. Prosenjit Biswas has indicated a very important point, that already the central government or BJP Central Committee has decided that it should be delayed up to the election, parliamentary election of 2019,
Okay,
so that
yeah.
it should be used as a trump card for next election.
We don't
if
know.
the problem is solved,
I'm not surprised.
No,
I'm not surprised. You are a politician.
No.
You belong to a party.
You
are saying this, I'm not surprised.
There are organizations, not only political, non-political organizations also, they don't want to solve the problem.
Why you want the NRC with 39 family voters from Morikawa?
There are non-political
Why you want the NRC with lots of voters from Dekiajuli included in NRC? Why you want NRC?
Why you? He's asking a question.
No, we want NRC.
You want the NRC.
We want NRC
People,
so that the problem
organization like you want the NRC tomorrow.
Yeah.
You want the NRC tomorrow only. But the question is, there are 39 illegal migrants families entered in the Morikawa district.
Remove them.
Then for that you have to take time. For that you have to take time.
Now my question is,
for that you have to take time.
No, he's saying that they have to be removed.
My question is,
for that you have to take time.
If any illegal person has been included, that should be excluded as
one more thing I am telling you. There are lots of babies. There are lots of children.
Let me go to.
There are lots of children out from the NRC.
Our intention should be clear. There are so many organizations, non-political also, they don't want to final publication of this NRC because
before 31st of December.
No, not only 31st. They don't want to publish the NRC
at all.
Never at all. Because they will play the game.
Not we have invested lots of money.
Not you.
Okay.
But they want to play the game and it beyond.
You have invested your time. You have invested your energy.
But if the problem is solved, if the problem is solved, their business will be stopped. And if the problem is solved, the issues, political issues for some political parties will be finished. Okay. Some political and non-political parties, they don't want to solve the problem permanently, and they are creating problems so that NRC should be stopped. NRC should not be published.
Let me go to Dr. Prasenjit Biswas. Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, don't you think at some point of time this question comes to your mind that, I mean, what is the validity of the Indian passport? What happens to those Indian passport holders? I mean, isn't it proof enough that you are a national?
I mean, there are such proofs available issued by the national government of India. For example, citizenship certificate. I'll just divert a little bit. My father applied for his NRC inclusion. He is 93 years old with his citizenship certificate issued by government of Assam in the place Shillong in 1956. Now NRC authority in Guwahati, Boshisto Chariali, they say that they will not accept his citizenship certificate. They will accept his Guwahati University certificate, but they will not accept his citizenship certificate. This is in the first round. Now you see the anomaly. How can they say that they will not accept citizenship certificate? Who instructed them? Now similarly, you see, negating a government official document is against the Evidence Act of India. You have to go by Evidence Act. And while document is not available, you have to take oral evidence. And in any case, you cannot violate equal protection under law by talking about conspiracy, by talking about who is involved in removing those 5 documents and all that. Let's not create further anomalies in a deeply divided situation, in a deeply polarized situation, in a situation of creating more suspicion and confusion between ourselves. We, the people of Assam and India, should not be suffering because of this tremendous confusion. We should go for an independent monitoring committee and mind that people who are involved in that committee should not be an interested party. If need be, these people all should be from outside the state of Assam. And one should really have a good national monitoring committee which will oversee what is happening in the NRC procedure of Assam, will give its finding before the Supreme Court, and then independent view will really emerge whether to what extent it is correct and how the excluded genuine Indian citizens could be probably included by rectification of the already committed mistakes.
So, what you are essentially saying is what Abhijit Sharma is saying, we have waited for so long, let us wait for some more time and have a correct document. Isn't that what you are also saying?
We should convert, Yeah, we should convert. Even Abhijit Sharma's point of view is very important. Aminul Islam's point of view is important. We should find out a reasonable, agreeable consensus in order to carry out such an important process. Let's not be divided on trifling minor issues. Let's not lose sight of what we are trying to achieve here. Let's follow the constitution and the law. Let's not try to remove laws and constitutional provisions.
But Dvijen Sharma,
yes.
I mean, aren't you also trying to politicize the situation and trying to make, political capital out of this, score brownie points by saying that, oh, BJP is trying to, defer this process until the 2019 elections are over, etc. But as Abhijit Sharma has said, we have waited for so long, why not wait for some more time? Why don't you file your affidavit in the Supreme Court, you go through the process, instead of making political comments and trying to score brownie points?
I am not making any political comment. I am saying what the Congress party has decided. And Congress party from the beginning, it is saying that we want an NRC which is free of name of foreigners.
That not only you, everybody, every person in Assam,
now the question is how we are politicizing.
Every sane person wants a correct NRC.
When the government is changed, when the Congress government started it, when the government is changed, it is the duty of the government, the state government, to oversee the actions of the officer.
But I must also tell you, because I want you to respond. Your government was in power for 15 years.
Yes.
You could not push ahead, give a momentum to the NRC.
Let us see.
You did not.
Yes, I agree that. But let us see that now it has come to a final stage. You have published one document and where 40 lakhs people's names have been excluded. Now the point is that we have to see, all the people are saying that there are names of Assamese people, there are names of tribal people, there are genuine Indian, Hindu Bengalis name, there are genuine Indian Muslims names
out of the list.
Now our point is that there are names, those who are Indian, those who have come before 24th of March, we have to see that their names are not excluded. That is the point. That is the basic point. And in that case, if you say that this is a political statement, this is not a political statement. I am also a citizen of Assam. I am also Indian citizen. I also feel that NRC should be published in a correct manner. But apart from my political identity, no doubt I am a political activist.
But Aminul Islam
No, listen, let me finish.
Yeah.
Apart from my political affiliation, I am also a citizen. I have also my own feeling.
True.
And they are trying, this Abhijit Sharma is trying
you are also hoping to win the elections.
Yes.
We cannot forget that.
It is the duty
we cannot forget that. And therefore, we will also expect that you will politicize the issue.
No, it is the
Aminul Islam is also trying to politicize the issue.
Mr. Wasbir.
Aminul Islam is also thinking of how to politicize the issue. It's a fact.
Let me finish.
Aminul Islam is also thinking that how to make political polarize. How to polarize the vote.
NRC should be published and the problem should not be permanent.
You are trying to polarize. How to polarize. How to get more
political
votes.
Party should use the issue again and again to collect votes. It should be finished permanently. Our point is clear.
That being
we want that NRC should be published.
I always think of winning election. My party always think of winning election. It is true.
If necessary, by polarizing.
No. What polarizing? Polarizing in what way? You have to see the way in which polarization is taking place. It is the BJP who is doing polarization work. We are not doing. We are treating every Hindu, Muslims equally. Now question arises that being a person from a political party, being an activist, naturally my intention is to win election. My party should win election. That is natural. I don't like to hide it. But that apart from that, I am an individual. I am a citizen. I am a citizen of India. So I have a feeling that when I am a resident of Assam, I am an Assamese, I feel that there should be one NRC free from any foreigner's name. That is my stand.
True, true. But you are saying that BJP is polarizing, but BJP is also accusing Aminul Islam's party of trying to polarize AIUDF.
Actually,
let him answer.
Actually, if they accuse, it will be a matter of only to laugh only, because BJP President Mr. Amit Shah and the Home Minister, Central Home Minister yesterday disclosed that they are going to implement the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016, if Citizenship Amendment Bill is implemented, other than Bengali Muslims and Bengali Hindus, all other communities residing in the state of Assam, they have already been accepted as indigenous people, and under 3.3 section of Citizenship Act, they have already been, all of them will be included in the NRC, other than Muslims, Bengali Muslims and Bengali Hindus. And then when the Bengali Hindus will be included after passing the Citizenship Amendment Bill, then only the Muslims, the name of Muslims will be detected if they are Indian or not. NRC will be only not National Register of Citizens, it will be Muslim Register of Citizens only. Then all other communities will be included, they are indigenous, 3.3, and Bengali Hindus will be included under the Citizenship Amendment Act. Only it will be Muslim registration of citizens. How many Muslims should be excluded? How many should be included? Only Muslim.
I think it's a very far-fetched.
This polarization is going to be designed by BJP, central BJP and state BJP.
That is the reason why. That is why I'm saying everywhere you are trying to polarize. Anyway, let us polarize. Abhijit Sharma,
we want that no question of Hinduism. We don't talk like Shiladitya Dev. We don't want like Shiladitya Dev that no Hindu-Muslim question should be arised. It should be based only on the legacy and linkage document and only under Citizenship Act.
Okay. Now,
unlike Shiladitya,
now, Abhijit Sharma, you know, when Aminul Islam is saying and Mr. Dijan Sharma is supporting and accepting, so we can see possibly an alliance between the Congress and the AIUDF in the 2019 election. That has been decided on the floor of this debate. On a serious note, on a serious note,
anybody can say the truth, and you have to accept it. On a serious note, or anybody can say the truth.
On a serious note, give some scope for humor as well. On a serious note, Abhijit Sharma, I'm running short of time. What are your concluding remarks on a very, very critical and sensitive issue? We are at a very, very crucial juncture now on the NRC.
So our APW, our target is on 17 September, we'll file our affidavit.
Yeah.
And the second target is on 19th of September, the court will give some orders. But the first important two things I want to say, that the 10% re-verification should be done with all the now names entered in the NRC and the left out, the 40 lakhs. And the other thing is that if these 10 documents is accepted by court, then we think this should be accepted by the whole process, not only for the 40 lakhs, because 40 lakhs, there is a big question mark in the 40 lakhs number. There are lots of people. We are shouting for the local Assamese people, the indigenous Assamese people. We are crying for them. We are crying for the safety of our people, the rights of our people, the culture, everything. We are fighting for our people. And our people's names are there in the 40 lakhs. So we have to think for them. So if the documents are 10, then for 10 for all. If documents are 15,
you cannot discriminate.
Yes.
So,
and the 15, then
so
15
when you are
for
saying
all.
10, if it is 10, it should be 10 for all.
Yeah.
Then if it is made 10, then you mean to say that those 2 crore 89 lakh people whose names are in the...
Again, you have to
Why? For me a different thing, for you a different thing inside the room. This cannot be.
Okay, Dijan Sharma, you also agree to this?
Yes, that cannot be. You have to give equal status to all the people.
Okay, that's a very, we are at a very interesting stage of situation. If the Supreme Court tomorrow accepts that it is just 10 documents after the 5 documents are struck off, that may then organizations like the APW, even the Congress is saying
everyone,
that
you also, everyone.
Same document, same 10 documents should be applicable to all. Aminul Islam, what are your thoughts on this? If it is 10, it should be 10 for everybody. If necessary, restart the whole process. If necessary, restart the whole process.
Yes, if it is accepted that only 10 documents will be accepted and the rest of 5 documents will be struck off, then the question will definitely arise for the 2 crores and 89 lakhs people already included. Then the entire process which have been done for the exercise of last 3 or 4 years, entire process will start from the 0 point again. Then it will take another years. maybe a decade to end.
Complete the NRC.
There is a possibility to stop the entire process, and it will be a something. Should be vague.
No, you want the NRC, and you want the NRC, but you don't want to clarify all the anomalies.
No,
also.
Our stand is that.
Not that.
Which legacy was
very clear. What is your stand?
Our stand is that which legacy and leakage document was declared earlier and used by all the applicants.
Yes.
Same should be
for everybody.
For everybody.
Yes.
For these 40 lakhs also.
Yeah, 40 lakhs, obviously.
There should not be discrimination.
Cannot be.
And if necessary, start the process from the beginning. Irrespective, let it take any amount of time.
No, that is necessary.
Again, if the process is started from beginning, there will be so many questions and chaos, and it is possibly the process will be stopped, and there should be political, non-political, so many conspiracies there. We want that the process should be forwarded.
Taken forward.
Taken forward. Not taken backward. As it was done earlier.
So that means
in the same process, it should be forwarded.
You are saying that 15 documents should be
allowed.
Yes.
So there's 5 documents should not be. So it's at the same page actually. What he's saying is that 15 documents should be used.
He's trying to say like this, I'm saying.
Yeah, same thing. Basically, you are on the same page. Let us not confuse on that.
Yes.
But last words, Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, I mean, this is a very tricky stage of the NRC updation process, and I was telling that basically that the whole process might be mired in legalese or in the legal system, and it might take a long time actually in reality.
Right. Yeah. My comment is that electoral rolls are now questioned. People who are giving their names from electoral rolls, some people are asking they have to prove their places of residence where all they have moved. You see, this is a process of deconstructing willfully and aborting the NRC process. And people who are raising this in the name of indigenous people are actually endangering indigenous people by curtailing this NRC, what has been achieved so far, only because there are some flaws. The flaws are not getting rectified. Instead, the whole process is getting dismantled and deconstructed. This is like, Bhasmasura, that Mahabharata character who puts his own hand on his head and he reduces himself to ashes. Are we going to Bhasmasuras in the case of NRC by completely reverting the process that we have undertaken?
That should not be.
It should be.
So what is the way forward, Prasenjit Biswas? I mean, I'll give you the last word. What is the way forward in your considered view?
The way forward is not to be sensitive to human rights issues. Children's parentage are denied. How can the state and the administration deny that somebody is somebody's child? Parentage is denied. Lot of children are excluded. So the focus should be the excluded people. And also, if there are mistakes on the included, that also. We should take both the sides together. Why it is getting one-sided? That's the way out. If we are going one-sided, there is no way out. One should take both the things into account. As Abhijit Sharma at one point suggested, the excluded people also needs to be re-verified. Why doesn't the NGO suggest that? I don't understand it.
We are suggesting.
They are suggesting. Absolutely, the entire focus is on the courts. There are a lot of confusions galore. On the surface, it looks as if there are a lot of anomalies, but at the end of the day, it is the Supreme Court which is supposed to guide the state, guide the authorities, and give its considered verdict. At the end of the day, this is the only institution where we can look back. And of course, Supreme Court verdicts can also be asked for appeal. There is also a procedure on that. But at the end of the day, this whole NRC process, it is going to take some amount of time before we can say anything concrete on that. And as things stands now, the entire system is likely to be mired in a legal process. On that note, we end this edition of Northeast Tonight. I thank all my panelists for engaging very, very vigorously in this very sensitive discussion. I thank my panelists for participating. Good night and goodbye.